me.
Yeah,
My name is Pretty Olifants. I'm an artist, I'm a businesswoman, I'm an activist as well. And the topic that you guys are having, and I think Uguti, it's important. What I usually say is I believe Uguti, us as people, especially as black people, have taken the power and given it away. And at any time that we want to take the power back, we are able to. But the power is with us. I echo my sentiments, and I think it's so important, especially as black people. You'll know that Jewish people made the economy the same way. After the Holocaust, it's not Uguti, Babine Madimanj. They also had a depression. We had apartheid, they had the Holocaust. Yes, when about my reparations for a disaster, and we did it. But still, we make so much money and we take that money and we give it back. We don't even care who we give it back to. You know, we always say, Uguti, as long as it's convenient. You know, we are so quick, Uguti, if you're not happy with the service, you're last. But to Pick n Pay, no Woolworths has sold us, isn't they? We never say anything. Sometimes even when you go and complain, you don't get much joy. But you'll go back to a Woolworths. But Amagu Pretty, for example, you'll say you won't do that. I think Uguti, that's the one important thing about Uguti, when we become conscious buyers. Imali iraunde kwabantu abamnyama. It's happening a bit with township economy, because especially in the township, abantu bayazi ukuthi sebeyasupportana within business, but we need to do it on a more of a holistic scale. Production is also very important. It's just such a pity that in South Africa, we don't produce anything. We are consumers. You know, we consume most of what we have. Even in terms of imoto, even in terms of something as little as a kettle, you know. And then when people are selling, they make kettles, you know. Or I start off my brand, the kettle, instead of supporting Uzongjelu Guti, Russell Hobbs is cheaper, and why would you buy my one and not Russell Hobbs, and not understand Uguti how business works. Russell Hobbs has a manufacturing firm, and with that manufacturing plant, they can produce a lot with very little money. So we need to be able to understand those dynamics. Economy. I think another thing that's also very important is that as black people, we don't trust each other and we don't want to do business with each other. You know, we know so many people that can do so much, but we would never say, are you a percussionist? Percussionist, I'd say, vocalist instead of referring somebody else. And for some reason, we always believe as black people, by referring somebody, you don't take anything away from you. And I promise you, akekho umuntu oyokushaya athi ngoba wena wareferisha uMzayoni and mhlawumbe uMzayoni got to an event late or whatever the case is. Into abayokutshela yona nje ukuthi lo muntu ongireferele kuyena ngicela ungaphinde ungireferele yena, refer somebody else or whatever the case is. And we must also understand that as people, especially in business, thina business yethu kuthina, the formal type of business is very new. So we must understand, that's why we don't have contracts, we don't have a lot of administration and all of those things. So let's just be patient with each other, you know, and give each other time and invest in each other and transfer skills. Mombono omunye ukuthi mina ngiyakwazi ukwenza i-business plan, wena ufuna ukwenza i-business plan, ahlangane. Ngizokwenzela i-business plan yakho, si-organize, sibone ukuthi how are we going to get money when things start happening. So kubalulekile nje ukuthi what are these conversations are absolutely important. I mean, I always say if it was for me, I would open indawo space esinjena la sizokwazi khona ukuthi as black people sikhulume izinto zethu, especially ngoba abaningi bethu we've turned away from the traditional church. Asafuna ukuya esontweni. We want to talk about things that build Africa. We want to talk about African history. We want to talk about the African economy. We want to talk about the status quo yomuntu omnyama. So abalulekile kakhulu. Thank you so much guys for such a conversation. It's absolutely important. So now I'm going to cut it short. Thank you.
Of church. In church, we forget to talk about the status quo, where we come from, where did you go. We still stuck with no, what better than but ngoku sesifuna solutions ngoba I say where do you want to go as this generation yabo, because ngana abantwana bazosijaja abantwana kodwa say tata khona igeneration kaMandela kaShaka ile yadibanisa amaZulu, bekhona igeneration kaMandela eyalwela the so called freedom. Eyenu generation, what did it do? Asiku TikTok thina ntwana siku Facebook tontoni. So we need to create a generation ezothini ezoshiya legacy yabo. To add another thing, the one from Church Shepherd, there's something that oyikhulumile ukuthi indaba okudla kwenye video yakho phayi abantu benzani we got 4 imindeni esondlayo apha eSouth Africa and then futhi segregated and we got same challenges in like kuma-group amaningi ka-WhatsApp ama-farmers but no one is coming with a solution i-problem yethu yabo. So ngathi mina i-problem yethu i-one is that masiyothenga i-fertilizer uhambe wedwa yabo kodwa amaSomalia ahambe maningi othenga thola i-discount. Ngathi we need to get together ekwathi ndahlanya bra like abantu bafuna ungidelete lapha ba phuma wena umqondo wakho yabo. Ngithi we need to get together and then saba sihamba numbers yabo. Kodwa siza ngeyiphi approach, so we decided to start into we should preach this thing cooperative bank yabo 100 like be 200 idinga like lando yefana eLimpopo le yaseLimpopo kuyini VSB VPS yes yeah something like that. We put together 100k you start that nifake imali nibe nema savings zenu manothenga into lapha reflection ku-fashion nothenga i-material ejini ngeno ithenga as an individual so thenga sesisonke manje then after siyahlulelana because sinama-cuts ahlukene uthatha ipiece yakho uthatha ipiece yakho and then siyazi maso-approach mhlawumbe uma-accounts siya as numbers asiye as u-inga by holdings siya as numbers manje ufuna ama-design anjena uzozishaya iskin ushaye i-hifter ushaye intontoni ushaye i-hifter sekhona yeah but yeah kanjalo. So we need to get together njengoba usitsho now and we need to be careful what you consume. Read as many books as you can. Be careful what you consume. If into ayikhulisi phuma ngaphandle because be careful what you consume.
Kodwa kumele sithembane ngoba isikhathi esiningi babekutshela lokho befuna ukukhipha out of the group ngoba uthi umuntu hayi mina ngeke ngize ngikwazi ukuhlanganisa nani, what if ebaleka, what if umuntu enza ukuthi. But we need to take a chance on each other. We need to trust each other more. We need to have more positive energies that we infiltrate to each other than the negative energies. Asingafocus ukuthi umuntu if ebaleka. What if we succeed? What if we get it right? And if umuntu does ebaleka, what contingency plans, what safety measures do we have in place? Khona sizokwenza sure ukuthi noma ngabe uyabaleka kodwa still i-detriment is not that terrible. Yeah. Bye-bye.